There's a Supreme Court case brewing that could kill affirmative action, a policy that's helped and sometimes forced institutions that claim to be open to all actually include all people. Students for Fair Admissions claims that Harvard University discriminates against Asian students by ranking them lower than other races in personal ratings like likability during the admissions process. The plaintiffs claim that Asian students are not being prioritized like Black, white, and non-Black Hispanic students. While a group of Asian students are the public face of this lawsuit, there's actually overwhelming polling in support of affirmative action from Asian communities. So who's the actual organizer of Students for Fair Admissions? Turns out it's Edward Bloom, a white conservative activist who's easily fundraising millions of dollars from the political right to support this case. Now, are you surprised that a lawsuit against affirmative action is perfectly timed with a conservative-leaning Supreme Court? Or that Bloom was also the mastermind behind the University of Texas affirmative action lawsuit on behalf of Abby Fisher, who apparently was also a family friend? Now, that's a different kind of affirmative action, but that's a segment for another day. What's mind-blowing about these organized attacks on affirmative action is that affirmative action started out to help people not face discrimination at work. In 1961, President John F. Kennedy called for using affirmative action to, quote, ensure that applicants are employed and employees are treated during employment without regard to their race, creed, color, or national origin. It didn't automatically mean getting a job just because of your race to the detriment of others. And it also was meant to ensure that you weren't facing hardship just because of your race. Now, thanks to activists like Dr. King and Whitney M. Young Jr., affirmative action policies went from being in the workplace to expanding into education. And in 1967, gender was added to the list of protected characteristics. So women of all races could also benefit from affirmative action. The change actually increased the number of women in manager roles, and it opened up industries like medicine and architecture, and it increased the number of women earning bachelor's and advanced degrees. Now, despite women and white women in particular overwhelmingly benefiting from affirmative action, multiple polls show that the majority of white women actually oppose the policy. Perhaps these women, and America in general, have a problem with seeing the gap between who we say we are and who we actually are. For example, we say we have schools and employers that are open to all, and we believe in equal opportunity. But when you remove actual affirmative action policies, research shows that representation drops significantly, even in today's supposedly progressive society. It's funny that just hoping people do the right thing doesn't actually work. That's why policy matters. What's been consistent in all of these attacks on affirmative action is that only focusing on Black people as the beneficiaries of these policies is a very strategic move. It ignores just how many other groups have benefited from affirmative action, and it plays into the stereotypes of Black people getting advantages that they don't really deserve. That really gets the people going. But in trying to make sure that Black folks don't get an unfair leg up, other people are most definitely going to be hurt when you take away affirmative action. It means losing educational opportunities, not being considered for jobs, and everyone overall just missing the benefits of diversity and the brilliance of diverse minds all in one place. But hey, anti-Blackness doesn't have to be logical. It just has to be effective. And under this Supreme Court, it's looking like it just might be. But I guess that's the point. Thank you all for being with us today. As always, we hope you enjoy the show and learn something new. We'll see you next time on the theGrio Weekly.